Hi everybody, my name is Kat and I am here to share how to write a book in 30 days and more writing tips. And I really get to get a tripod for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is a tripod that works because I have tried so many off Amazon and they've all been garbage. So if you have a reco, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Because sometimes my hand gets tired of holding this. But what I want to share today is I got in front of the computer and crickets. I had nothing. I was complete blank today. And I had some prompts and I had some notes. I had planted little seeds for myself yesterday, but I got in front of the computer today and I had nothing. And so how do you keep moving, right? How do you create momentum and keep moving on days like that when you're blocked, when you're locked out of your own book? Man, I hate it when it happens. So I'm going to share some of I'm going to share 3 things that work for me, and they work today. Sure enough, I got it done. So the first one, how do I get back in? How do I get moving again? Is I literally move my body. I get outside, I get out in nature, and I go for a walk, I go for a run. And that usually gets my creative juices flowing. Playing some music, listening to the birds chirping, listening to the creek doing its little burbly noises. Just looking at nature, that really, really inspires me. So that's number 1, how I get my creative juices flowing. Also, did not work for me today, but it did lead to another little crumb. And the other little crumb was on my walk. I started to think about comparison text, and I was like, I really got to share that with you guys. So with my writers, we talk a lot about comparison texts, like some books that they love, books that they would like to emulate. We talk a lot about this because I can't see what's inside their head. And because the book that they want to write is not on the page yet, and it's my job to help it get there, our common language is comparison texts. So we talk about books they love, books they want to emulate. And a book recently popped up for me. Man, I read this book like 30 years ago. There was always a lot of books lying around my house. I have a lot of older sisters and brother, and I think a lot of English majors in the mix. There were a lot of, university, high school English books. And there was this book, and I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy it. It is from a Canadian icon writer, however. And that book popped up in my head recently, and I realized, oh my God, I'm writing a book that, in 3 sentences kind of sounds a lot like that book. And it's so interesting how our subconscious, how things lodge in our subconscious and then show up 30 years later. Mind you, I checked, I'm like, no, my story is going in a completely different direction. But, just from very far out, it kind of looks like the same story. So that popped up for me on my walk. And then I got to really make sure that my book is nothing like that book. And I wanted to share with you the whole thing about comparison text, because not only is it sometimes something I want to completely avoid, because I don't want to write something that's already been written, but it can also give me ways into the story, or find something I get to do with my book I haven't tried yet, or I'd like to try. And it doesn't have to even be in the same genre. It doesn't have to actually have anything in common with my book, but I can pull little elements or be inspired from elements of other books. So really wanted to share that with you because that just popped up on my walk today, and I did something different. But for you guys, if you're stuck, or if you're feeling uninspired or blocked or locked out, you can go to some of your favorite books, or you can go to a book that you feel called to open up and explore. Why is it coming for you? Why is it coming up for you in this moment? And what is the kernel of truth or knowledge that you can pull from that, and somehow use that to inspire your writing for the day. And that also was a dead end for me today. I was pulling all the tricks out of the bag, and that also didn't lead anywhere. And I realized I was wasting a lot of time. I had gone for my workout. I had, Googled and IMDb'd a bunch of stuff, and nothing had led anywhere. But I was thinking, and I was just sitting around, actually I was lying around on my bed. That's why I'm kind of low energy right now. Just lying around and trying to connect all these dots, and I had an epiphany. And I remembered something that happened to me a long time ago, and it was one of the worst moments of my life. It was so awful, and I wrote about it right after the incident, because I just wanted it out. I wanted it out of my body. I wanted it out of my head. I wanted nothing to do with it. I just wanted to write it and lock it away and forget about it forever. And I thought, gee, that would work really well in this book, in this moment that I'm writing right now. And so I ended up writing a bridge scene, a bridge chapter between what I was working on already and this new scene, chapter, incident that I was pulling from my past and placing in the book. So it took the walk, it took the comparison texts, and it took sitting around doing nothing and thinking to finally come up with actually more than my 1,500 words today. I think it was closer to 3,000. So just want to share that with you, because sometimes writing doesn't actually look like writing. That's the truth of it. Sometimes writing doesn't look like writing. Sometimes it looks like a lot of wasting time, but that's sometimes what is required for creativity, right? Creativity comes from multiple disciplines, from musing, from dreaming, from thinking and philosophizing and connecting dots and memory recalling, and in the midst of this whirling dervish, somewhere in there is a golden nugget that can be applied to your book. So I hope it doesn't mean that you can get out of the word count that you've declared today. You get to make that happen, but sometimes your way in may require a little bit more of what looks like wasting time, but may eventually lead to some kind of wonderful, magical epiphany for you. So want to share that with you today. Hope that serves you. And I'll see you soon for more How to Write a Book in 30 Days tips, tricks, insights, prompts, and inspiration. See you soon, guys. Bye.